So I got this idea because I'm hearing that Star Wars is they want to mix it with Sopranos. They want to make something like the Sopranos. And so okay, why? Well, because people dig, sort of the dark, the subversive, and that's what Sopranos is, what Brotherhood is. It's like they're like, okay, who's living on the edge? And so in the Star Wars universe, who's living on the edge? Because it's another genre you can explore. Because they're always in the background. These people, the smugglers, and there's also bounty hunters. So it's like basically there's the worlds themselves, and there's the culture that exists connecting these worlds, and that is by this point. So if it's Star Wars, who's gonna be? It's gonna be either the Empire, so or the Republic, whatever, soldiers. It is, but basically the guys, the soldiers, the stormtroopers, and depending on what sort of time frame you're going in, Darth Vader could be floating around, like it could be, God, what time frame could you pick, but anyway, so like Sopranos, right? So what's Sopranos in Star Wars? That is the smugglers, that's the Hutts. You want to be able to visit these places and locations, but you also want to make something economical, so that you're not having to. It's like you want on-location shots, like where you got wilderness and landscape, real landscape, not stuff that's messed up, but it's stuff that makes sense too. So that's why, like, oh, cool, Luke's in a rainforest, awesome, and then like, hey, oh, cool, oh, well, they're out in the desert again, yay, great, but and then it's like, oh, well, here they're in the forest, and just, oh, here they're in a swampy cave, but a lot of times it's they built a set, and so with the TV show, that's what you see a lot of is to make it economical, you got to have a reusable set. So like, okay, you're going for maybe something kind of like Star Trek DS9. So the what do I want to say? What I'm kind of thinking is you want a smuggler's headquarters that is mobile, and so it has like a sort of, these guys they're smugglers. They trade stuff, they collect stuff, they come across stuff, and they're also, and they're transporting stuff, and they are, so I guess even like Firefly, sort of arrangement, but even to the point of Battlestar Galactica, and that you have a bunch of different ships, so you have a lot of CGI at times, but then the rest of the time it's these guys are set up shop somewhere, and the other thing is that, well, could you go the 300 route? Is that like you build a sort of back, you build a set, but then you surround it with green screens. Like, oh, hey, there's a community, there's the fields, there's the landscape. But anyways, I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking up this idea of a couple ships that move around, transport, and so they can land. They're part of the land. The architecture stuff can crawl around and get lost inside of them, and the Star Wars universe. But it's that way you get a small variety of characters. One of the ships could be like Fraggle Rock, it's just like all these like little Muppets and Puppets, roaming around, and then like another ship is not quite dinosaurs, but like the functional aliens, and so, but and the rest are like humanoid, and like you just add and subtract them as you need them. But you always have like your one main ship, and but yeah, how do you do it like Sopranos, smugglers, and you want to make it interesting, so you want to kind of like an edgier idea. So that's where like they're basically the Empire. The galaxy is huge, and basically there's a certain amount of trade that goes on between different planets, and some of it has to go through, you know, the official lines of trade, and then other stuff like, well, it doesn't quite go that way. It's because there's certain, you know, only certain planets and community, you know, collection of planets, whatever, deal in a certain way, and you know, that's what the Empire is like. Just all these different planets, you know. So that gives you an opportunity even to have some of those Senate meetings, and so that's, you know, an interesting thing. But then you have to think, okay, so then what time frame? You know, is it before Vader took over or after? Or not Vader, I mean, you know, the Emperor took over or the after? Because, you know, then, you know, who's in charge, and which is kind of cool, because then you got Mon Mothma, and that's a whole actual, you know, dynasty that takes place in the books. Apparently, that, you know, just like, you know, just the struggles, and so that could be interesting. But anyways, so what else? What else? So what else about this? What else about this? So what are they smuggling? What are they smuggling? But yeah, you know, just an idea. And then it's, you can have the, you know, the sea or the space ships, you know, zipping and zagging and dodging, and but light speed, you know, how much does that do? Grab my arm. Anyways, so that's my idea.